Okay, so I'm one of the lecturers who are responsible in conducting this long module. It's a 3941. Okay, so in this lab, in this experiment, so I'm thinking of giving you the metal forming. Okay, one of the metal forming process, which is a bending on the sheet metal. So that will be the problems lah. So at the end of this lab, okay, SEMM 3941. My expectation is that you will come up with your own lab sheet. Okay, you know lab sheet. Apa kita panggil? Laporan makmat. Bukan laporan makmat. What is a lab sheet? Bahasa Malaysia saya pun. Lab sheet lah. Okay. Dengar suara saya?
Dengar tu.
Okay, so it's a lab sheet. So kenapa ada sebahagiannya bertanya saya, not only you, but some other rakan saya pun bertanya, why, kenapa lab sheet? So lab sheet is our one of the our JT at the end lah. But before you come up with the lab sheet, you must have a very strong of literature review on this topic. It's about sheet metal bending. Okay, I think most of you have taking these manufacturing processes, again, SKMM, SCMM 2713. So in the chapter 3 or 4, you have learned about the on the metal forming, correct? Metal forming. So sheet metal is one of the materials where it's been processed in the what we call it as metal forming. Okay, we have tube bending and so on, but in this experiment, solid sheet metal bending. Okay, kepingan logam eh. So I'm going to show you a video later on. It takes about 80 minutes. A previous section, there are four sections. I can't show them the videos because on the same day, actually, I have this UTM Space Kuala Lumpur class last Sunday, so I can't show them. But I share this video. It's okay. I will share with you as well in the WhatsApp group. But today I'm going to let you watch this video. Is exploring on the sheet metal bendings. It's very fundamental, basic of how you want to understand about the sheet metal bending. Okay, ini asas dia sebelum you pergi kepada advanced thing lah. So basically in this week you have to do lots of literature, try to study, try to more reading on the sheet metal, understanding of the process, and expected that 2 days. I give you 2 days. Today is a 1, 2, 3. So on the 3rd of June in the afternoon, 11:59 is the deadline on the 3rd of June to submit what we call it a brief report. Minimum page will be 10 page. I think each of the group you have 5 members, correct? Ada 6 orang dalam satu kumpulan, betul? Betul?
Betul doktor.
So if you have 5 members in one group, so at least minimum 2 page. Each of the group member will be responsible to produce about the sheet metal bending report. A brief report, 10 page. It can be up to 15 page. It's up to you, but minimum will be 10 page. And every single page, I want you to write your name. Okay, dekat tengah tu ada nombor, kat kanan tu siapa responsible untuk title. So macam buat report lah. It's like introduction. Who is responsible on the titles? Who is responsible on talk about the methodology? Who is respond on the talk about the application? I don't know. So it will be 10 page, will be minimal. It can up to 15 and 20 page. It's up to you. So I give you 2-3 days to do this exercise. Okay. Orang kata dapatkan maklumat-maklumat tu, okay, dan submit in the e-learning. I will give you the what we call it the link, but please do not copy the others. Okay, Because for me, it's very simple to orang kata to catch lah, to scan whether you tiru or not. Jangan tiru. Okay, please do it by yourself. Okay, dapatkan maklumat. At the end nanti you akan tahu, you will know why it's so important the understanding of the process before you come out with your own lab sheet on the sheet metal bending. Okay, pertama you have to know what is the process, and then later on you study sikit dalam tu you akan nampak what are the parameter involved. Okay, in the sheet metal bending, it's like you buat manufacturing process dulu kan ada calculation kan, ada calculation on the deep drawing. So that is actually the one portion of the in the experimental. Okay, it's up to you lah. Nanti ada banyak dalam video, in the internet, there are so many ways of how people develop this lab sheet on the sheet metal bending. Banyak. Tapi jangan tiru orang, ambil lah sikit-sikit. Okay, lepas tu olahkan dia. It's like buat eksperimen macam buat lab sheet, nama, ketua kena ada, the apparatus, equipment involved, and then you will talk about theory on the sheet metal, what is sheet metal, type of sheet metal, jenis-jenis dia lebih daripada mama dia panggil plate dan sebagainya. Okay, and then you talk about the methodology of doing the experimental step dia, apa kena buat, what are the formula involved in the sheet metal bending, what are the parameter involved, what are the important parameters. Okay, itu yang you try to understand first. Very wide. Later on saya akan scopekan dia. Okay, so that will be the first thing for these 2-3 days. On the 3rd of June, 11:59 in the morning is the deadline. Submit a very brief report, minimum 10 page. Okay, about what is a sheet metal bending process, because you have experience in the manufacturing process. Try to remember about the metal forming. Metal forming ada banyak kan? Ada banyak. Contohnya forge, extrusion, what else? Wire drawn, deep drawn. So itu semua under metal forming. But sheet metal working is one of the subchapter. And now we are talking about bending. You can bend tube, you can bend bar, but this one is a sheet metal. Macam mana kita bendkan kepingan logam? What is the problem? Later on you will understand what is the spring back, how to bend 90 degrees, what do you need to consider, what. So that will be dia punya the things yang you akan nampak, dan you will come up with your punya lab sheet. Lab sheet ni macam mana? Lab sheet ni adalah something yang you akan belajar. The theory is there, but now people have to do the experiment based on your knowledge. Okay, based daripada apa yang kamu ada pada knowledge kamu come out with the lab sheet, then people will understand. When people carry out the experimental, people will understand what is the bending is all about. Why it's very critical when you want to get a 90 degrees. What are the parameters you have to consider? So in the lab sheet, you will do some, it's like table, what are the parameter involved, and then you tulis kat sana. Kan? Mungkin you buat satu yang boleh dapat 90 darjah. Yang satu tak boleh dapat 90. Very simple lab sheet. Nampak saya ajar kamu. Kenapa tak boleh 90? You ada buat calculation kan, you arah orang buat berapa ketebalan dan sebagainya. Nanti dekat belakang tu you must have a question. I think you have gone through many labs, the same thing lab sheet. So that will be your lab sheet. Now you create your own lab sheet. Sebelum ni you tengok kan bagaimana pensyarah create lab sheet. Saya pernah create lab sheet for you. Every single of the lecturers, the senior lecturers have an experience how we come up with the lab sheet. Now you make your own lab sheet. Tetapi gabunglah. Orang-orang payahlah terkapai-kapai. 5 orang, 5 members. Takkan tak boleh buat, semua dah nak keluar jadi engineer dah ni. Kan? Boleh? Boleh ke tidak ni?
InsyaAllah, Doktor.
InsyaAllah. Okay, now we will watch the videos for 18 minutes only. My target is 6:30. Kalau boleh lah, 6:30 we going to finish. 6:30, 6:35 macam tu lah. Not ni, lepas tu dah boleh dismiss Okay, sekejap. Before that, I will stop sharing. I hope everybody dah scan dekat sini. Very good. Ramai yang datang petang ni. Bila petang ramai yang datang. Bagus lah. Okey. Kita tengok ni sekejap lah. Sekejap. Okey. Dengar suara tak? Dengar suara?
So now I'm exploring a new line of product that require thin gauge sheet metal like 16 gauge.
Tak dengar doktor.
Okey, sekarang dengar tak?
Precisely with sharp corners.
Dengar tak?
Dengar.
Okey.
Dengar tapi slow doktor.
Tapi slow. Apa? Kenapa slow?
Like actually have them welded.
Slow sangat ke? Okey, sekejap. Alright, dengar tak?
This is great for like thicker.
Dengar?
It's not really rough.
Dengar.
Dengar kuat ke pelan?
Kuat.
Kuat. Okey.
Steel. So exploring other ways of bending that don't require, spending tens of thousands of dollars on equipment. You can always get like a professional press brake, but they're like 15-20,000.
Okey, ni mesin yang kita ada dekat P23. Ada masa nanti saya bawa antara contoh. Itu press brake dipanggil. Dipanggil mesin press brake. So ini dia punya die, but simple die. Kita ada die yang canggih lah. Dia nak tunjuk. Asas je, fundamental.
Press brake using something like this. This is actually a press brake. This is the Grizzly brand. It is a 4-inch vice brake. I guess there's different brands, but basically it's a quarter of an inch punch. I think this is probably like 30 degrees on that. But yeah, this is basically just made to go in your lap. And I'll show you the bends that I've made so far here. 16 gauge steel. Not exactly the kind of radius that I'm looking for, but definitely better than the radius on the slag off load. When I did try it in aluminum, it actually made a really crisp bend there. So I'm thinking if I'm working with aluminum, this brake may actually work. Here's the parts that I have bent up. These are just like test parts, This is the one out of aluminum. So as you can see, pretty nice. I'll move the camera over to my shearing bench here so you can see how this thing works. I don't really have an open bench here where I can just mount
Ini bench Saya semua familiar bench.
CNC vice off the mill. Basically, this thing has magnets on it, and you see the profile there.
Dia this guy actually he's tried to explain a very fundamental of try to make you understand about the sheet metal bending. Dia tak pergi terus kepada mesin yang besar-besar yang pakai programming or whatever, but dia cuba pakai vice and try to make other people to understand about bending. Very good, very good.
Pernah tak anda terfikir
Allah, iklan, sekejap.
aset saham lebih baik? Yang
All right, we'll start with some 16 gauge steel here. Put that in there.
Tengok dia guna vice kan? Dia guna vice, tengok. Dia
Get
try to understand what.
large pieces because the vice, so this would be better grounded in like a press or something. But you just put it in there and you just turn your vice if you're just bending like a few pieces or something, it might be.
Dia kena cepat. Kalau dia lama, dia perlukan daya lebih tinggi bagi setiap step dia gerak tu.
And you just kind of eyeball it. I usually I think the calculations are it's about a 16 gauge steel. I think there's about a 2-degree spring back.
Tu. Nampak tak tu spring back? Itu antara soalan yang perlu ada di dalam buat lab sheet. Spring back. Spring back is a problem in sheet metal bending. Okay, spring back ni ada masalah. Kenapa ada spring back? Sebab ada residual stress. Itu saya dah beritahu dah semua tu. What is a residual stress? Itu benda berdasarkan literature lah. Nanti kamu akan baca, kamu akan nampak.
And just bend the hair more. Overbend, it's kind of hard to take it down.
Okay. Overbending. Dengar dia kata tadi, overbending. Overbending is one of the technique macam mana kita supaya dapat angle yang kita nak. Okay, biasa kita nak buat 90, kita bend 90, kita tak dapat. Sebab ada spring back. Kenapa ada spring back? Ada persoalan dia. So dia sebut every single word dia cakap tu very important bagi orang faham. Berdasarkan kalau you baca, you faham, nanti you dengar dia cakap, you akan ni lah. Dia sebut overbending. Contoh sekarang thickness plate yang berbeza-beza. Dekat plate tu, dekat bucu tu, kalau kamu tengok kat bawah ni, dekat mana berlaku stretching, dekat mana berlaku compression. Ini semua yang saya sebut ni, kamu buat literature, kamu akan, kalau kamu faham, kamu akan teringat, doktor pernah sebut compression dekat bahagian mana, kat mana berlaku dia punya extension, tension dekat mana, compress kat mana, different thickness, apa berlaku.
That looks pretty good. Pull it out, you can kind of see the angle as we've loosened it up. So,
Tak dapat 90.
a little more.
Okey. Ini dah terlebih. Kamu tengok perbuatan dia, perlakuan dia dalam untuk mendapatkan setiap sudut tu. Kenapa berlaku macam tu? Itu yang nak kena faham.
So now what I'm eventually going to be making with all of this is actually something similar to this, about these pieces on here, and bigger, probably like 9 inches by 4 inches. I just kind of crudely made these just with what I had, and I used a jigsaw actually to cut this. Not very well, but just to get the idea of what
Doktor, tak dengar suara.
just for the tool.
Ada siapa panggil saya tadi?
Bila doktor mute, suara dia tak keluar.
Allah, ya ke? Oh, makna dia bukan direct ni, dia ambil daripada speaker. Tapi suara dengar Suara dia cakap dengar
Doktor kena unmute lah.
Yelah, tapi dengar clear lah, okey lah, boleh lah.
Boleh
Okay.
dengar.
Alright. Ya.
The press or anything like that. So one day in the future I may go that route. I'm not really sure, but this is kind of like a new product. So I don't want to put too much into it. So the video, I will, like I said before, I'm gonna have to post a link to it. But there's a guy on YouTube that took these and actually mounted a series of them, like a 1.5 foot worth of these on a homemade press brake, basically. So I'm probably going to be doing something similar to that to start with. So basically, it's going to be something similar to this press brake from Swag Off-Road, but instead of having this bottom part, it's going to be something similar to this instead. And instead of this piece, it's going to have this on here. So it's going to be kind of like this. I need to design the whole thing still and figure it all out. Fortunately, for the sizes of products that I need to make in the future, I actually need 24 inches worth of dies. But the 20-ton Harbor Freight press is only 22 inches inside. So I'm going to need to get a larger press, maybe a 50-ton. I'm seriously looking at the Redline Series 50-ton. They have an electro-hydraulic and aerobor hydraulic. But that's not really in the cards right now, especially with all what's going on with the social distancing and all that stuff. So I'm going to have to make something out of these just to get the ball rolling, prove the market, that kind of thing, and then move into the other stuff eventually. So in upcoming videos, I'm going to be going into the design and then start making the new parts. Well, I've already done quite a bit of research on all of this. This is like a whole new field to me. I've been, learning CNC machining for a little while, but, this is a whole new thing. There's a lot to learn about, the radius of the bend.
Okay, radius,
The angle that you're bending.
angle, spring back,
what angle of tip.
angles of tip, dia punya punch dia ada banyak parameter. Nanti you baca, nanti dapatkan maklumat dalam sana. Boleh hantar dalam bentuk report ringkas supaya ada kerja sikit supaya nampak.
The narrow the opening,
Yes.
the wide the opening, depending
Yeah.
upon the thickness of the steel, what kind of radius you want to
The
get
gap.
on.
Dia ada air bending, dia ada
Now what I'm finding is the trickiest thing.
V bending, U bending. Banyak belajar pasal bending. Untuk sheet metal, banyak benda
with the die when you're bending. That is when you're bending something and you're bending an adjacent bend like this way. When you're bending it, the interference with part of it, it's like if you're making boxes and stuff, interference with the die itself. So you end up having to have longer fingers for it to clear. I've looked into getting one of these, what do they call it, the box brakes, they kind of have the fingers that go down and you bend it up. But I think there's going to be a lot more versatility in actually going the press brake route. I'm still kind of going back and forth with that, but I think I'm going to get sharper, better bends and like higher volume than having to pull it up all the time. So, and more accuracy because there's a whole series of products that go with these press dies. Like there's alignment products that go on here, for like squaring for 45, 90. There's a whole series of products that go on the back end for like a backstop. So I still have all of that to research and get into, but
HTML. Making it synonymous.
okay, so like I said in the beginning, this is kind of like an exploratory video. Basically things that I've been up to recently kind of things that I've been learning recently with this whole social distancing and what's going on and everything. So exploring new products and stuff. So all right, well, yeah, definitely more videos to come on this. As more things I learned. If there's anybody watching this that has experience in this kind of thing and want to share your ideas and knowledge on the subject, feel free to leave any comments down below. If you have any questions or anything that maybe I can answer some questions about some of this thing, feel free to ask them down below. But so as part of this series of videos, I'm actually going to be making some machining videos. Some things I'm going to have to learn how to do because I'm not really sure. I'm going to have to probably make my own fingers because these are too short. So I'm going to have to figure out how to machine fingers like this, probably like 6 or 8 inch long fingers. So I'm going to have to figure out how to fixture that. Maybe on an angle in the vise like this and go this way or something. And I'm not sure whether I'm gonna have to heat treat these or what kind of metal, and that's still everything I'm gonna have to work out. I'm gonna be creating a bake. So like I said, I still have to design it, but it's probably gonna be like a 22-inch base, maybe a 1/4 inch steel, and then some kind of rail on the bottom to hold these on there. And of course, I'm going to have the guide rods attached to that, and brace. There's going to have to be a bar across the top to hold this in there. So there's going to be numerous videos about the process of creating basically something like this, but more accurate. Going on for it actually spells a finger break version of this. But I asked them if well, theirs is actually too short for what I need to do. But I already talked to them about that. They said their finger break isn't designed for what I need to do, is what they said. But so anyways, yeah, I'm gonna make my own. It's probably gonna be a relatively inexpensive one. Since it's probably going to just be temporary until I get a bigger press. But so there'll be end up being 2 versions of it. So, by the way, this thing from Grizzly was, I think it was like $40. So, well, I hope everybody's been staying safe out there. Yeah, my family's been pretty much staying home 3 weeks now, I guess. I've just been going out buying groceries and I'm taking trips to the post office to ship products and stuff. The occasional trip to the metal store. And my metal store actually has like a
Right. So basically, so that will be the exploring about sheet metal bending. So saya like to say that I'm going to share this video sikit sebanyak boleh lah. Okay. Mendedahkan what is sheet metal bending is all about. Sebenarnya banyak there are so many videos yang you boleh perolehi. There is another one yang ini saya nak share juga. Okay, yang ini second video ni dia bercerita detail out about some parameters involved in sheet metal bending. Just go and explore so many videos in YouTube. Banyak yang boleh very simple to understand. Okay, berkenaan dengan sheet metal bending. Okay,